Howdy y'all, welcome. Hope I had a great St. Patty's Day and wore that green, because if you didn't, this leprechaun's going to hop in his Bugatti and show up at your house and give you a big old pinch. Now unfortunately I didn't wear green yesterday, I forgot all about it, so luckily I avoided the leprechaun giving me a big old pinch. Now since last time I was on here, there was some severe weather for the next couple of days on the 14th and 15th. Now, of course, surprisingly, the 14th was a bigger day than on the 15th. The 15th was supposed to be a big day, but luckily didn't overperform. So that was a best case scenario, but the 14th really surprised me. I didn't expect that to be a big tornado event. I expected it to be a big wind event, which it was, but there was a lot more tornadoes than I expected there to be. Luckily, the 15th didn't outperform because the ingredients were there, but the storms clustered all together, and if they would have just been singular supercells, would have really been a worst case scenario. So y'all got lucky down there that it didn't overperform. But unfortunately, there was still casualties. There was at least 3 casualties in Alabama, 6 in Mississippi, and on the 14th there was 12 in Missouri, and in Kansas there was about 8, mainly in Kansas due to the dust storm. Missouri, of course, the tornado damage. Arkansas, there were some flooded homes. That's why there was deaths there. So the severe weather season's already starting off with a bang, y'all. It's not even spring yet. Spring, I think, is in a couple days from now. It's already a big severe weather season so far. And this is why we always say prepare for the worst, hope for the best, because even if you prepare for the worst, like what the 15th was supposed to be, now luckily nothing happened. So y'all were grateful that nothing happened, but you prepared anyways. And this is why there was less deaths, because you took the warnings seriously. Now, other than severe weather, I know in the last video and the video before that I said we weren't going to be coming in on any more significant snowstorms. I guess I lied about that and jinxed it. Sorry about that, but it's looking like there's a blizzard here in Kansas all the way up into Iowa. Actually got some wording from the National Weather Service. We can see upwards of 6 inches plus from Nebraska up into Wisconsin all the way through Thursday morning, so please be aware of this. Could be coming in on 1 inch to 2 per hour snowfall rate, upwards of 50-mile-an-hour winds as well. So if you have to head out, please be careful. If you don't have to head out, it's great. Please go out and get what you need now. Most likely power outages are going to be occurring, so please be aware of this and please be careful. Again, if you live within this area right here, it's looking like y'all going to be digging out even past the first day of spring. As we take a look at the weather models, we can see, of course, snowfall occurring all the way through Thursday morning, and there's actually a severe weather threat tomorrow as a slight risk has been issued mainly for hail and high winds, so make sure to be aware that power outages could occur with the high winds. Put up anything you don't want blowing around. If you don't want anything damaged from large hail, make sure to put it up as well. Now, as far as snow totals go, we can see all the way out through Thursday into Friday, right around 6 inches plus within the blizzard warning area. And of course, that's going to start to push eastward. Take a look at the national blended models. We can see it's going to push eastward as we head into this weekend and head off into the northeast. Could be coming in on right around 2 to 4 inches from Wisconsin into Michigan all the way up into the northeast. Please be aware of this. Could be coming in on a dusting here in Indiana and Illinois. And of course, we can see that moving out here, coming in on some light pesky rain showers by Saturday here in the Ohio Valley. More snow up here in the northwest. What else is new? Seems like you always get snow all the way into July, it seems like. As we head into this weekend, though, more systems rolling through the eastern part of the country with an actual 15% chance for severe weather. You can see here on day 6, there's a 15% chance issued from Texas on over into parts of Mississippi. I'll be keeping y'all posted on the exact timing and the exact threats on X and Facebook. So make sure you stay tuned to those pages for further updates. I might have another video out before Sunday, so again, stay tuned. And of course, looks like we could be coming in on some heavy snowfall in the upper Great Lakes. Like I mentioned earlier, could be coming in on right around 2 to 4 inches all the way through Monday. That's going to move out. Could be coming in on some drying conditions here amongst much of the lower 48, except for some pesky lake effect snow showers here in western Pennsylvania and New York and the higher elevations of the Appalachian Mountains. And then our next concerning storm system could be affecting the central and north central part of the country as we head into the end of the month. Keep in mind, this is well over 300 hours out. This will change between now and then. Icing and blizzard conditions could be in store here in the Dakotas, and potential severe weather here in parts of Indiana and Kentucky. Now, will change now and then, like I mentioned earlier. Could shift further south, further north, could not even happen at all. But again, keep y'all posted. And it's looking like out west could be some atmospheric river conditions potentially, with more severe weather and flooding here in the eastern half of the country. So again, it's looking like could be coming in on some significant snowfall here in the central part of the country, right around 6 to 10 inches possible with locally higher amounts. It's going to move out, and then our next system is going to be rolling through, bringing severe weather by Sunday down here in the deep south, and then some more snowfall here in the upper Great Lakes and northeast, and then it's going to start to dry out as we head into right around the 26th. And then as we head into April, our next concerning storm system is going to roll through, bringing blizzard conditions to the Dakotas and some severe weather here in the Ohio Valley down into the deep south with atmospheric river conditions out in the Mountain West by California. Now, as far as the risk for heavy precipitation goes, there is a slight risk issued here at the end of the month here out east. Now, as far as precipitation totals go, now keep in mind this is pretty far out, but this is one of the reasons why they issued the risk of heavy precipitation at the end of the month, is because it could be coming in on right around 2 to 3 inches of rainfall because of system after system rolling through and severe weather down in the deep south and potential severe weather here in the Ohio Valley as well. And we can see, of course, over exaggerating the totals as we head into April. But again, please be aware, system after system out east bringing a lot of heavy rainfall, dealing with a lot of mud. So if you have dogs, don't let them out as often because they're going to be bringing mud in the house, and you'll have to hear it from your parents or your significant other about the mud on the floor. A lot of precipitation here very soon. As far as snow goes, end of the month, looking like a lot of heavy snowfall here in the Dakotas as well as the Mountain West, so be aware of more snow here at the end of the month. Now we can see here as we zoom in on the western part of the country, this is why the Climate Prediction Center issued the risk for heavy snowfall. Do not take this seriously, but I'm just showing y'all could be coming in on pretty significant snowfall here in the northern plains and the northwest as we head into the end of the month. And we can see leading up into the end of the month, dealing with a lot of snowfall. Unfortunately, winter don't want to let go even after we move past the first day of spring, which is coming up very soon. Now moving on to the precipitation outlook by the Climate Prediction Center, we can see the southeast and northeast dealing with a lot of heavy precipitation because of system after system rolling through, coming in on right around a couple inches to 3 inches possible within this area. Northwest dealing with a lot of snow and a lot of rain as well. Southwest and central part of the country looks like y'all are going to be drying out as we head into the 27th time frame. End of the month is looking like the southern half of the country is going to start to dry out, while the northern half of the country is coming in on a lot of precipitation. So looks like we could be coming in on a volatile end of March. Now moving on to temperatures, since I'm sure y'all are curious about this warm up we were coming in on last week. Are we going to be coming in on that this week? Well, looking like it's going to be warm today, and then it's going to be a little bit warm tomorrow, but we got this system rolling through, bringing blizzard conditions to much of the plains. It's going to push eastward and knock out those warm temperatures, and we're going to be cold for a little bit. Deep south into southern plains, going to be pretty nice all the way out through Thursday. Chilly for really much of the northwest. Eastern half of the country, it's going to be a little bit cold, but not as cold as it has been. And it's looking like we're going to warm up a little bit here all the way up into the Dakotas, so some snow melt could be occurring by Saturday. And this is why they issued that 15% chance. One of the reasons anyway, is because we got some warm temperatures here in the deep south and cold air coming down. Cold air is going to win out again. And then we're going to be coming in on those back and forth temperatures, warming up again as we head into the beginning parts of April, and then cooling down again. So basically what I'm saying is, 1 week we could be coming in on warm temperatures, then severe weather occurs, and then we're going to be dealing with cold temperatures the next week, then warm temperatures, then cold temperatures, and then basically back and forth temperatures all the way out into April. Now as we take a look at the temperature outlook by the Climate Prediction Center, we can see the Ohio Valley up into the Great Lakes dealing with below normal temperatures, while the northeast and much of the central and western part of the country dealing with above average temperatures. Now you can have above average temperatures and still be cold. For example, you can still be below freezing and have above normal temperatures for this time of year. So basically what I'm saying here is, 1 week it could be very chilly, the next week it could be warm, and the following week could be warm, and then severe weather comes and bring the chilly temperatures, and then it's going to warm up again. Basically that's what I'm saying, typical springtime weather pattern. And it's looking like much of the same stories we head into the end of the month, so typical springtime temperature pattern. But don't worry, warmer temperatures are definitely going to be here to stay here very soon, y'all. And hopefully y'all enjoyed those nice warm temperatures last week, by the way. Now on to the birdcast, since it has been getting warmer here lately. 46 million birds are expected to move through tonight. Tomorrow, a little less. It's going to be a little chilly out. And then on the 20th, 20 million birds, so a lot less because it's going to be getting very, very chilly here very soon. Now here is a meme I found about springtime, which is very accurate. Last week we were dealing with springtime temperatures and we're all thinking, oh, it's spring. And then this week, of course, we're going to be doing some blizzard conditions in the central part of the country, and it's not going to be feeling like spring, although the first day of spring is a few days from now. I think it's on the 20th or 21st. So this is going to be us for really the next couple of weeks. One week when we're thinking, oh, it's spring, and then the next week, we're going to be having a blizzard. And here's another meme I found. A sign of spring, robins in our front yard, covered in snow. So this pretty much sums up our weather pattern for the next couple of weeks. And with spring coming up, here is how all that works. Basically, the northern hemisphere tilts towards the sun. We get warmer. And we can see that severe weather typically occurs in the deep south. That's why that happens, because warmer temperatures and colder temperatures fight each other, and it's like a wrestling match. And of course, wintertime is just the opposite. The southern hemisphere tilts towards the sun, while the northern hemisphere tilts away from the sun. So gaining some daylight and getting warmer, y'all. Although it's probably not going to feel like it this week for much of the country. I promise. Warmer temperatures are going to be here to stay here very, very soon. Now let's go ahead and get into this week in weather history from March 17th all the way into March 23rd. March 17th in 1906, a magnitude 7.1 earthquake struck Taiwan. Worsened by severe weather, torrential rains and the high winds amplified the disaster, contributing to over 1,200 deaths and over 2,300 injuries, and the destruction of over 6,000 homes as weather exacerbated the quake's toll, making it a standout event. On March 18th, we had the Tri-State Tornado event back in 1925. The deadliest in U.S. history, ravaged Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana, with winds over 300 miles an hour, killed over 695 people, injured more than 2,000, and obliterated towns along a 219-mile path. Its scale and the era's lack of warnings make it a defining weather event. March 19th, there was no significant non-wartime event recorded, so we'll skip March 19th. On March 20th, we had the Great Dayton Flood, which began in Ohio after a heavy rainfall of up to 11 inches caused the Ohio River to crest at 29 feet above flood stage by March 25th. It killed over 360 people, displaced 65,000, and destroyed 20,000 homes, marking it as one of the worst floods in U.S. history. March 21st, there was no significant events on that day. March 22nd, no significant events as well. Now going out to March 23rd, 1913, an Easter Sunday tornado outbreak hit eastern Nebraska and western Iowa, killing 168 people. 7 F2 or stronger tornadoes devastated the region, with Omaha suffering 94 deaths and $8 million worth of damage in 1913 dollars. Now some wartime weather history. We have the Revolutionary War back in March 17th, 1776. British forces evacuated Boston, a retreat indirectly enabled by weather. Earlier that month, on March 5th, a storm with high winds and rain disrupted General Howe's plan to attack American-held Dorchester Heights. This delay allowed the Americans to fortify their position, forcing the British withdrawal on March 17th, a key early war moment. Now the Civil War in 1863, the aftermath of Burnside's March, which we mentioned before, lingered into March, starting in January. A storm of cold rain, sleet, and mud stalled Union General Ambrose Burnside's army of the Potomac in Virginia, forcing a retreat by March. The logistical fallout still hampered Union efforts against the Confederates. So basically we can see here, the whole entire month of March was basically the Burnside's Mud March, essentially. So it was very treacherous during that month in time during the Civil War. 1840, severe spring weather in occupied Poland included harsh winds and rain disrupted German operations and Polish resistance efforts during the Nazi occupation. March weather complicated troop movements and supply lines in the early war phase. March 23rd of 1941, Operation Barbarossa's planning was underway, delaying a partially by weather-related setbacks in North Africa earlier that year. Dust storms and heat disrupted German support for Mussolini, pushing back the Russian invasion timeline by March 23rd. These delays foreshadowed the catastrophic winter campaign German forces would face later on. So I hope y'all enjoyed this little weather forecast. If you did, make sure to hit that like and share button so more folks are informed about the weather. Also, leave me some feedback in the comment section down below, as feedback helps provide you, the viewer, better or more informative content in the future. Also, hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't done so already, because here at Williams Weather, we try to make weather forecasting fun and informative. Also, we're on the channel if you want to check that out too. It's Williams WX98, trying to grow that channel as well. So basically, prepare for a volatile weather pattern for the next couple of weeks, with blizzards occurring in the central part of the country and the northern half of the country by the end of the month, and some severe weather occurring down in the deep south again by Sunday. I'll keep y'all informed on that on X and Facebook, and may have another video out before then, so stay tuned for that. And it's looking like we could be coming in on some flooding as well by the end of the month, so be aware of that if you live out east. As far as temperatures go, don't worry. This is first week of spring, but it's not going to feel like it. But warmer temperatures are on the way, I promise. We're in this typical springtime temperature pattern where one week we're cold, next week we're warm. Basically, we're in this back and forth pattern all the way into April. Don't worry. Warmer temperatures are coming, I promise. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate all y'all for watching. Happy spring, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed St. Patty's Day. And until next time, or never stop forecasting.